You know what nobody plans for when they picture the end of the world? Not the explosions, not the sirens, not the chaos. The moment you open your kitchen cabinet and realize your entire emergency food plan requires a normal life. A stove, a pot, clean water, time, and the luxury of being left alone. And there you are, sitting in the dark, holding a box of pasta like it's going to boil itself out of fear. That's the moment it hits you. You didn't prepare for collapse. You prepared for a slightly annoying weekend. Because real disruption doesn't arrive like a movie trailer. It arrives like a glitch that never fixes itself. One day, the shelves are full. The next day, you're staring at empty aisles and people fighting over the last bottle of water like it's medical oxygen. And the people who survive the first phase aren't the strongest. They're not the bravest. They're not the ones with the coolest gear. They're the ones who understand one thing. In a real crisis, cooking becomes a liability. Fire creates light. Light creates attention. Attention creates visitors. Smoke is a broadcast signal that says someone here still has resources. Noise does the same thing. And the longer you stand there trying to prepare a proper meal, the longer you're distracted, exposed, and stuck in one place. So today, we're building the opposite of a normal pantry. This is the no-cook stack. 12 foods you can eat cold, quietly, with numb hands, in a stairwell, in a car, on the floor behind a locked door. No heat, no prep, no skill. Just function. Because when things break, your first enemy isn't the war. Your first enemy is the line. The gas line, the pharmacy line, the ATM line, the checkout line. The human conveyor belt where your time gets chewed up and your options collapse 1 minute at a time. And when the trucks stop, when stores close, when the shelves go empty, people always make the same mistake. They stock food that assumes tomorrow still works. Rice, pasta, dry beans, instant meals that aren't instant without boiling water. They build a pantry that requires infrastructure, and the moment infrastructure disappears, their pantry becomes a museum. So here's the rule. If a food requires a chain of dependencies, it's not emergency food. It's a dream. Cooking requires heat. Heat requires fuel. Fuel requires safety. Safety requires luck. Luck is not a system. So we're stocking food that works even when your world doesn't. But before we list the 12 no-cook foods, you need to understand the real reason this matters. Because survival food isn't about hunger. In the first week, hunger is uncomfortable. It makes you angry. It makes you impatient. But hunger isn't what kills you first. Dehydration kills fast. But there's something more dangerous than both. Energy collapse. When your blood sugar drops and your brain runs low, you don't just get tired, you get stupid. You get emotional. You get loud. You take risks because doing something dumb feels better than doing nothing smart. That's how people with supplies still die. Not from a lack of food, from a lack of function. So you are stocking these foods for one purpose: to keep your brain online, to keep your hands steady, to keep decision-making clean. Because in a crisis, your body isn't the main thing failing. Your judgment is. All right, here are the 12 no-cook foods that keep you operational.
1. Peanut butter. Not the fancy glass jar, not the organic version that separates into sadness, the cheap plastic tub. Peanut butter is survival paste. Fat, protein, calories, dense energy that doesn't spike and crash like sugar. 1 spoonful is a battery charge, and it doesn't need refrigeration. It doesn't spoil fast. It doesn't care if the world collapses. You can eat it with your hands in total silence. No wrappers, no noise, no cooking smell. And here's the part nobody says out loud. When adrenaline kills your appetite and food feels disgusting, peanut butter still works. It's neutral. It goes down. It does its job. 4 jars per person. Rotate yearly. 2. Tuna or salmon pouches. Cans are fine. Pouches are better because tools disappear. Cold hands shake. Can openers vanish, and suddenly your stockpile is metal you can't access. Pouches are tear-open protein, and protein matters because stress eats your body. When fight or flight runs for days, your body breaks down muscle tissue to fuel the brain. You lose strength, you lose endurance, you get weaker faster than you expect. A pouch gives you a hard hit of complete protein with no cooking. And if you want the upgrade, tuna kits with crackers. That tiny crunch, that small "this feels like food" effect, that's morale. And morale is fuel. 20 pouches minimum. 3. Pull-tab canned beans. Beans are boring. Good. Boring means available. Boring means cheap. Boring means reliable. Beans give you calories, fiber, and protein in one container, and fiber isn't optional. A diet of bars, jerky, crackers, and panic turns your digestion into a problem. Constipation sounds funny until it's painful and you don't have medical help. Beans keep the system moving. Pull tab only, no can opener required. 30 cans. 4. Shelf-stable tortillas. Bread dies fast. Bread molds. Bread crumbles. Bread becomes useless dust. Tortillas survive. They travel. They wrap anything. They turn random survival food into an actual meal shape. Beans become a wrap. Tuna becomes a wrap. Peanut butter becomes a wrap. It sounds small, but feeling like you're eating a meal instead of scavenging from cans keeps your brain from slipping into despair. 6 packs minimum. 5. Protein bars and granola bars. These aren't your main plan. These are your emergency throttle. The thing you eat when you feel your brain turning foggy, when your hands shake, when you get irritable, when you're about to make a dumb decision just to stop feeling helpless. Bars are fast calories with zero setup, but treat them like ammo because in stress you will eat them too fast. Look for 200 calories each, 10 grams of protein minimum, 40 bars. 6. Trail mix and salted nuts. This is portable fuel. Fat, salt, protein, crunch. But the real reason nuts matter is this: electrolytes. When stress runs your body hot for days, you sweat, you lose sodium, you lose balance. Low electrolytes makes you dizzy, weak, confused, and confused people make loud mistakes. Salted nuts keep you level, and fat is the densest energy you can carry, 5 pounds minimum. 7. Fruit cups or canned fruit. This isn't about vitamins, this is about wet sweetness. When stress kills appetite, fruit still goes down. It hydrates, it gives quick sugar, it's easy to eat even when you feel sick. Choose fruit in juice, not heavy syrup. 20 cups or cans. 8. Jerky. Jerky is protein with armor. It lasts, it travels, it doesn't leak. It's perfect for grab-and-go movement days. But don't make jerky your whole plan. Jerky is dry and salty. It demands water, so treat it like a tool, not a lifestyle. 20 packs.
Crackers are stability. They don't need heat, they don't need prep, and they turn wet food into normal eating. They turn beans into food. They turn tuna into food. They turn peanut butter into food. And that feeling matters more than you think. Get sturdy crackers. 10 boxes. 10. Ready-to-eat soup. Not condensed soup, not add water, ready-to-eat soup. Soup is calories plus hydration in one can. When clean water becomes uncertain, soup is an advantage. Will cold soup make you happy? No. Will it keep you functioning? Yes. 15 cans. 11. Instant oatmeal you can cold soak. This is where people misunderstand. Oats don't need heat. They need time. Add bottled water, wait 15-20 minutes, eat. It's not delicious. It's functional fuel. And it adds fiber into a diet that's about to become mostly processed survival calories. 20 packets. 12. Ready-to-eat meal packets. This is your top layer.
your leave right now layer. MRE mains, emergency ration blocks, shelf-stable meals that are fully cooked and ready to open. They cost more. That's why you don't live on them. You reserve them for the day your situation changes fast. When you're mobile, when you can't cook, when stealth matters. 10 meals minimum. Now listen carefully. The list is not the real point. The system is. Because food without structure turns into panic eating. You'll eat a week of supplies in 2 days because you're stressed and bored, and eating becomes something to do. So build your food in 3 layers. Layer 1, grab and go. Bars, nuts, jerky, peanut butter. Layer 2, shelter and wait. Beans, soup, tuna, crackers, fruit. Layer 3, movement layer. Meal packets, tortillas, lightweight food you can carry quietly. That's how you stay functional in every scenario. And now the final rule that decides everything. Water decides how long you last. Food decides how well you function. If you buy food and ignore water, you built a display shelf. 1 gallon per person per day minimum. 2 weeks is baseline. A month is real security. Because dry food without water is future regret. And here's the truth. The people who stay calm in the first phase aren't fearless. They're stocked, they're layered, they already made the decisions before panic arrived. These 12 foods keep your grain online and your hands steady when the world stops being friendly. No cooking, no noise, no signal. Just quiet function. Don't build a pantry that needs a stove. Build one that works when the stove is just a cold metal box in the corner. Stay quiet, stay fed, stay functional.